Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we've got a map which is based on a real-life location. Tick. Is 100% vanilla. Tick. Is by a creator that hasn't done anything wrong or stupid on this build. Tick. And is a map that I'd be very happy to play myself. Tick. It's a map that ticks all the right boxes. However, in terms of making an exciting and thrilling, a thriller-minute show, it doesn't tick that box. This show is going to be a bit on the dull side because it's just the way that it's not why you're here. You're here to find a good map, isn't it? If you want entertaining, you know what to do. That's right. Head on over, grab your BonBonBingo card, link is in the description, and play along. You never know, you might get a couple of boxes checked off today. Or if you really want instant gratification, you could always do this. Oh, how entertained do you feel now after clicking that like button? Thank you very much for all of your ongoing support. Today's map is Persin-on-Danube by Klypperton. Now, apologies to all Bulgarians. If Persin is actually Persin or something, I'm going with the anglicised version just because. Start square looks good and strong. We've got rail, we've got road, we've got water. What more do you want? And it's flat. Speaking of flat, terrain heights, it's flat through the valley and hills around the outside out of the 25 tiles mostly. It's mostly within 25 tile map, as you can tell by the resources. So it's a proper vanilla map. Nice, 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 nice. And if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, we have all 4 varieties of fishies too. More about fishies later. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, no DLC required today, you'll be pleased to hear. Also, no subscriptions because it's a 100% vanilla map. We've got a nicely written description taken mostly from Wikipedia, but I'm all in favour of that. And yeah, we're using the vanilla temperate theme. Can't remember now, I think it was at the start of the show. Anyway, vanilla temperate theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. I'm sure it's a temperate. Yeah, it is. It's the temperate. Okay, down to ground level. Now, most of today's flyover is going to be very much like this. There are some nice intersections. They're plopped, but they're nice. I'm guessing the road layout's based on real life location. I haven't checked because I don't really feel that most people that be playing this map will be trying to match up a like for like, unlike a certain real life map that we reviewed very recently where it was kind of a map where you go, do you know what, I do want to recreate this area. This one just feels like a very generic and a sort of map that should have been with the base game right from the off. Now, if there is anything wrong with the map, it's going to be what you're about to see now. I can see the argument for and against this, but I don't have a huge problem with it in context of the map. The span there with no pillars. Right, okay, now, if you've got a custom bridge, which of course you can't have if you're playing 100% vanilla, custom bridge in there would make that pop nicely. It's just a long span without any pillars. I mean, it looks nice, and it also doesn't look realistic. Whichever. Pick and choose. Pick and choose. Make up your own rules today. Here's one of those plopped intersections. So it's plopped because we have the elevated at ground level roads there. But on either side, we actually go to ground level for a few yards. So it's something that has been just dropped in there. And do you know what? Those sprawling clover leaves off of the workshop are very neat. There's your start square. You can actually draw a line across to join up the highways on the other side. Bear in mind, if you do that, you're going to have traffic coming through your city. And rather going to the edge of the map following the routes that we were on, let's skip across to this bit of highway and have a little look at, again, the spans of the bridges are getting a little bit wider than gravity would allow. I mean, we don't have proper nano fibres or whatever that would hold up to the weight. I mean, maybe the bridge might hold up to itself. I'm not sure we've got the strength in those bridges yet to be able to handle a weight of traffic constantly going. I just wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. I think the Italians have tried that and they've had a number of bridges collapse just lately. See, the Romans knew how to build bridges, and aqueducts and viaducts and stuff, and they're still standing thousands of years later. And yet, and now, I mean, it's not just the modern Italian architects, is it? It's all around the world where we're making cheaply built bridges and whatever, and they're lasting 20 years, and then they're just collapsing, and it's not so good, is it? It's not so good. What are we like? It's all about money. It's all about money. Unfortunately, capitalism is about the best option we've got, so they tell me. We've tried other stuff, and it doesn't really work. I'm still waiting for this idyllic Star Trek universe where we don't have cash and we all work for the common good. And of course, we just know that wouldn't work either. I mean, why would you? Why would you bust a gut, right? You're on the Starship Enterprise. Let's go all Trekkie here, right? You're on the Enterprise because there's nothing really to talk about with them. You're going to see the rail in a minute. Yeah, okay. You're on the Enterprise. You're an ensign, right? And your officer says to you, could you scrub out that manifold? And so you go and scrub out the manifold, and you do a really good job of it. The thing is, you're getting your food, you're getting replication rations and all that sort of stuff, but what chance of improvements are there? It's like, well, maybe I might get a slightly larger cabin. I don't think it. Yeah, look, okay, it's sci-fi. It's called fiction for a reason. Yeah. Anyway, the rail breaks up here. We'll follow this route and we'll have a look at where that one peeled off to in a moment, because I know you want to, and actually, if anything, it's the most exciting part of the map, so we'll save that for immediately before the break. Yeah, I know. Hang on to your seats, because I know it'll be too much for some of you. It'll be too much. If you've got something sharp in your hand right now, put the sharp thing down, because I don't want you accidentally having an accident when you see the most exciting part of the map. Right, okay, so that rail just went to there. Let's go back and follow the exciting part of the map. So, take some deep breaths, people. Take some deep breaths. We go elevated. We've got a rail bridge here with the pillars. Okay, so we couldn't get rid of the pillars here. Okay, I know we've seen this week already anyway. And then, coming down to ground level, smoothly, perfectly, we end up at some sidings down here which have no catenary chaos. 4 of them. Intermission time. Take a breather.
Are you having trouble keeping roundabouts around when you connect other roads? Do you wonder how on earth do other people manage this? Then you need BonBonB's Guide to Perfect Roundabouts. Click the information button now.
And so back to Persin-on-Danube by Klypperton and the shipping routes. Now we have a couple that run parallel the length of the route, and there are some turnbacks on them, and the bridges are high enough, and also the routes go right the way through the middle of those passages, so there's no actual pillar clipping either. I'm telling you, everything about this map is on point. Now, do we really need these turnbacks every few yards on the route? Again, you can make your own decisions on that one. I'd say, well, I don't see a problem with it, so let's let them be. They are a bit sharp, though. They are a little bit sharp. You maybe imagine the tugs turning the ships around in the middle of the river. But hey, listen, it's a big old river. Right, water flow. We have a little bit of shenanigans out of the 25 tiles to get the water flowing. But once the water gets flowing, we have good, strong. Here we go. From here, 25 tiles. Good, strong water flow running, I'm assuming, the right direction down the Danube. I can't believe that they would make such a glaring error as to have this water running the wrong direction. I'm assuming it's right, and it doesn't. Again, in terms of gameplay and stuff, it doesn't really matter that much anyway. Okay, all told, it's a river plains map with a big island to build on and some little dotted islands around the outside that you can access. This is the biggest of those dotted islands. Again, exciting? It is not. Buildable? It certainly is. Is there anything wrong with this map? I don't really see anything wrong with this map. Maybe some turning shipping in the river. Like we've got one over there at the moment that appears to be doing a little bit of shenanigans in the river. What are you doing there? What are you doing there? Are you drifting? Probably have to switch on the shipping lane just to see what he's doing. Yeah, he's just doing a turn back there. I mean, if that's the biggest problem with the map, I can deal with it. In terms of detailing, hey, it's exciting. We have the essential lighthouse. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she lovely? And somewhere at the other end of the island is a ship that's been grounded. Not quite sure where it is now. I thought it was on here, but no, it's on one of the other islands somewhere, a grounded ship. You've seen it already as we did the flyover. Yeah, a grounded ship's not worth hunting for, is it? So outside the 25 tiles, you have some hills. That's good for backdrop. If you want to check out backdrops, we have a backdrops like that. It's good. In the distance. It's just something. So it's not completely flat and boring. Then we have over the other way, we have hills on the other side as well. And in Start Square, oh, as I told you, it's not the most exciting of reviews, is it? It's a Jimbocho Book Center. This I love. Look at that. Cycle parking. How often do you see that in an asset? They've gone to a lot of effort here. I mean, all of these steps are individually erected. There's going to be a lot of tries on this. What a great little asset, though, from Curse 66. If you're doing an Eastern build, then look at this one. Of course, an Eastern build in Persin-on-Danube is definitely the thing. Shall we do factoids off of the workshop page again? Why not? The largest cities on the river Danube are Vienna, Budapest, Belgrade, and Bratislava, all of which are the capitals of their respective countries. The Danube River Basin is home to fish species such as pike, zander, houchen salmon, Wales catfish, burbot, and tench, along with obviously anchovy, tuna, and shellfish. Those might have been added by Closlauder at a later date. Anyway, Jimbocho Book Center by Curse 66. It's easy for me to say, and let's move along. Thank you. Great asset, Kerr. Great asset. Right, okay, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. Take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. But, what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, it is 100% vanilla, which isn't going to shine that much. We haven't really gone to any push to make it even more beautiful than it could be, but it does look like the location. So I'm going to go 3 stars, but I'm going to go above average 3 because it looks like the location. But beyond that, it's just okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Detailing. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. There's plenty that could have gone wrong with it. The highway networks and stuff like that are sharp and clean, but there's nothing to take it into 4 stars. So again, I'm going to go for a high 3. I think credit. Gameplay potential. I mean, what can I say? It's just good to go, isn't it? I can't see any reason not to give it 5 stars. This is the thing. I just can't see any reason not to. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go 5 stars for gameplay potential. It just feels really easy to just get into. Nothing to fix. Persin-on-Danube by Klypperton. I'm going to give it the seal of approval for what it is. Okay, it's not a glorious, it's not an exciting map. It's not a map with loads of... Oh, my mouse moving around there. It's not a map with all of the details and all the fancy tiered dams and... No, it's simple. It's easy. It looks fine. It should play well. Seal of approval. That's all you need to do. Well, if you want to be seen on this show, you've got to build a map. Or become a BonBon buddy on Patreon. Thank you very much for all of your support, guys. If you're still here, you're part of the 20-hour elite. Use the word of the day on the screen now to prove that you are so. And I'll see you tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. See you then.